Bertram, and J. Michael Kelly will be also in the dash for cash.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rooster tails up. J. Michael Kelly coming through the infield, so we will be seeing him. We understand that Brian Perkins in the U-21, the brand new Myers Autotech boat, may not make it. David Williams went by in the U-48, the Lake Ridge Paving, and as you saw, Jimmy King was scheduled to go, but there he is, Mark, and he is not going anywhere.
No,
he took a motor.
He was coming through the infield, took a big bounce, a lot of water, and he's looking back at the motor. Not sure exactly whether he's got a gearbox problem back there or not, but we are about 37 seconds away from the start of the dash for cash. And Steve, they're starting to get lined up on the backstretch.
It's going to be a 4-boat race, and they are 4 good ones. This could be fun. Now, a very young driver with very little experience has tried to take the inside. Chris Bertram has put the white boat in about lane 1.5. He may have allowed Steve David room to come up inside of him on the backstretch. J. Michael Kelly is coming up hard behind the field. He'll have to find a lane to race in. It looks like, nope, Steve had to go outside. So it is going to be Bertram on the inside, Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto in lane 2. We'll have to see where J. Michael Kelly comes through. He's going to be in lane 3, and David Williams wisely, first time ever in an unlimited hydroplane in competition, is going to take it to the outside.
Here they come down the front straightaway. Steve David leads them down with about, well, the clock has gone to 0, so we are racing Steve David across the line first, but on the outside, it's David Williams in the Lake Ridge Paving. Right behind him, it's J. Michael Kelly in the Spirit of Detroit, and Chris Bertram on the inside is the boat that's trailing. So Steve David leads him down to the first turn.
Pretty good story there on the outside. It's David Williams in his first start ever in an unlimited hydroplane. Really nailed it, but he was way on the outside, and you can see that out in lane 4. It's a long ways around the race course. Now look at Chris Bertram. This rookie in the white boat did a great job of getting it through the first turn and stays right with Steve David. Now J. Michael Kelly comes up on the outside, and he's going to put the yellow and green Spirit of Detroit out ahead of Steve David, and that's got to be, Mark, a little bit of a surprise.
Just about half a rooster tail. The J. Michael Kelly has the lead, and it's only about a 2-boat length lead. Second place, Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto over Chris Bertram in the U9 Conover Insurance. And we've got J. Michael Keller, David Williams has come up on the outside as well. So we've got pretty close to a 4-boat heat right here, dead even as they come off the turn.
This brand new Oh Boy Oberto is a hot rod. He's beaten everybody but Dave Villwalk so far this year, and right now a couple of guys giving him a great race. He is not the leader as they come down to the line, but he may be by the time they get here. It's J. Michael Kelly going by on the outside, putting the yellow and green boat in first place here at the end of lap 1.
Lap 1, we've got the outside boat trailing, but the real outside boat is J. Michael Kelly, and he leads them down to the Blue Bridge turn. But now you've got them deck to deck as they go to the entrance pin, and it's Chris Bertram who comes through halfway through the turn. He's in first place. Steve David now is in second place in the Oh Boy Oberto, and J. Michael Kelly is in third place on the outside.
Chris Bertram is up from the limited ranks, an outstanding inboard racer leading his class nationally right now in high points, and he really has the old white boat running great. But Steve David in that brand new hot rod, the U6 Oh Boy Oberto now, is going to stick his nose out ahead. J. Michael Kelly we can't see. He's in the rooster tails, but he's right there, and David Williams trailing the field in the U48. We understand, Mark, we're going to go 4 laps, and if that's the case, we'll have a couple to go after they come down to the line here. Look at Bertram doing a great job of running right on the boy line. Steve David running right on his hip, and here comes J. Michael Kelly. Still a 3-boat race as we come down to finish another lap.
Lap number 2 just about completed, and it's going to be a dead heat. Chris Bertram on the inside. He doesn't get any closer than that. In the middle, it's Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto, and then coming up as they cross the line on the outside is the Spirit of Detroit, and they head for the Blue Bridge turn on the 3rd of 4 times around, and they are still dead even. J. Michael Kelly trailing just a little bit, but Chris Bertram has that Conover Insurance, the U9, out in front as he exits the turn by just about a full rooster tail over Steve David.
Mark, I will make a prediction that the Oh Boy Oberto and Steve David has a lot more race boat than we've seen so far right here. I think Steve is doing a great job of putting on a show right now. Here he comes along with J. Michael Kelly, and they are going to drive by Chris Bertram side by side. Look at these guys on the backstretch. Just a beautiful shot as you have 3 boats in your picture. Steve David, the leader now in the Oh Boy Oberto.
Well, you saw Steve David put the hammer down and walk away from Chris Bertram on the inside. Steve leaves him plenty of room on that western turn. Chris Bertram right on the buoy line, but J. Michael Kelly is right there, about half a a rooster tail behind as they come down to take the white flag. You can see a very close race, and Chris Bertram falls back, but it's J. Michael Kelly less than one rooster tail behind Steve David and the Ovoyo Berto, and now Kelly goes ahead as they come down to enter the Blue Bridge turn.
I wonder if they told Steve David it was 4 laps, because he looked like he was running his final lap right there when he moved out ahead and took the lead. When he came by us, he slowed down quite a bit, and now Chris Bertram has gone by him and has taken the lead. I don't know if Steve David knows he's still racing. I'm sure his radio man will tell him, you got some, well, everybody's slowing down, Mark. I'm not sure they told the drivers. Well, maybe so. Here they come again. 3 boats side by side. Steve David putting the hammer down one more time. He says, okay, another lap, I can do that. And there goes that beautiful new red, white, green, and gray. They added some gray to the boat. And Steve David says, I won it last lap. If you'd like, I'll step out and win it again.
Leads him into the west turn. Chris Bertram still on the inside, and outside of him is J. Michael Kelly, and he's only about 4 or 5 boat lengths behind. Steve David leaves Chris Bertram a lot of room. Kelly on the outside, but it's going to be Steve David. Checkered flag is flying. We're watching Steve David complete lap number 4 and win the Dash for Cash.
Look at this boat ride. It's just spectacular. It's a brand new boat just completed by the crew, basically, building it in Madison, and they have given Steve David the ride he needs to be competitive. Certainly one of the best drivers in the sport currently, and now he has the equipment to run with the leaders. That's exactly what he's been doing. Second place will go to J. Michael Kelly, the youngster out of the southern Seattle area in the Spirit of Detroit, driving for Dave Bartush from the state of Michigan. And Chris Bertram, a very nice job, Mark Allen, driving that plain white U9 for Mike and Lori Jones out of Kent, Washington.
Well, you know, Chris only has 2 races under his belt. He raced for the very first time here last year. He raced in Seattle as well. To get on the inside and duke it out with these guys, I think they probably all had a pretty good idea of where they wanted to be, and give him a little chance to run on the inside, which is not the easiest place. It's the shortest way around the racetrack, but it's not the easiest place to run once you get out into the slop. So
I think we need to tip our hats to Steve David, who probably could have won the first lap by 15 boat lengths, and he really kept it close, and we got some great pictures. So that's what you'll see, folks, as you watch our coverage throughout the weekend. Mark Allen and myself, Steve Montgomery, a great seat up here, which we'll be sharing with you on KNDU's coverage through about this time on Sunday. Back to you, Chris and Scott.